In this video, I will explain about Nostradamus. The Latin name for Michel de Nostradame, a well-known French prophet, was Nostradamus. Les Prophecies, a book by Nostradamus that was initially published in 1555 and is now famous, has grown scarce after the author's passing. He is renowned for being able to foresee a significant global event. Do you know? Nostradamus once said,
"A mighty king of horror will descend from heaven in the 7th month of 1999 with the purpose of resurrecting the legendary king of Angulmois. For good luck, rule both before and after Mars. The abrupt demise of the dominant guy will bring about change and install a new boss. The young man will soon, but it will be too late, hold a prominent post. He will be feared both on land and at sea. The sky will burn at 45 degrees. When one wants to obtain proof from the Normans, one should use fire to approach the large new city. In an instant, a vast dispersed flame will jump up. Steel fish will erupt into a massive conflict. Fire-flying machines, grasshoppers, lobsters, and mosquitoes. When no kid in Germany obeys anymore, the mass attacks in the woods will be repelled. One who has no connection to royalty will succeed in England. He will govern for 20 months, bleed the country dry, then meet an abrupt end. The sect of the son of Adeluncatif will lose out to the religion of the name of the seas. The obstinate, Morn's sect will be terrified of the two injured by Aleph and Aleph. The mighty kingdom, which has ruled for more than 4 centuries, will be ripped to pieces. The Dark One will gain immense power from the slaves. Enemies will be nearby in the city the wolf enters. A powerful nation will be overrun by extraterrestrial forces. The borders and mountains will be crossed by allies. They won't be able to identify the source of the foul odor that will emanate from Lausanne, and they'll exterminate everyone from far-off lands along with a foreign nation and a fire seen in the sky. The kingdom's spirit weakens its defenses. There will be a revolt against the monarch. Holy laws decay, a new peace is established. Never before has Paris been in such a precarious situation. According to my calculations, which are based on revealed inspiration, the blade of death is currently closing in on us in the form of starvation, plague, and a battle that is more horrific than anything we have ever experienced in our 3 lives. 2 large armies will gather on the plains of Media, Arabia, and Armenia 3 times. They shall perish in the country of the mighty Suleiman, the host at the bank of the Araxes. A fleet's commander will set sail from Carmania and settle at the Tiran Phocian as a gift from the magnificent satyr and tiger of Hyrcania to those of the ocean. The sea army will wait in front of the city before departing for a few distance while a sizable population of civilians holds the area. The fleet comes back. The magnificent emblem was found. He who reigns with assistance and support will light a blazing fire for the fall of the Latin tyrant. The Republic's wealth was split, and its audacious ideal vanished. To the English in Paris, first in France, then in Romania, through land and water. Wonderful actions from that powerful partnership. Lorraine will be lost to the vicious monster. A very strong ruler will invade Spain, subjugating the south by land and water. This will do harm, lowering the crescent once again and cutting Friday's wings. Even if the origins of human events are unknown, everything is controlled and guided by the immeasurable might of God, who inspires us through the impacts of the stars rather than intoxicated rage or frenetic activity. Saturn, Capricorn, Jupiter, Mercury, and Taurus are all in the sign of Taurus when the big earthquake occurs, along with Venus, Cancer, and Mars in Zero. For the third and final time, the Antichrist will serve as the infernal prince. Satan, the infernal prince, will be used to perpetrate so many atrocities that nearly the entire earth will be discovered destroyed and desolate. Many rare birds will call out in the air, now. Now, before these things happen, and then they will disappear later. In the year 66, London, which was burned by fire, will be held accountable for the just's blood. Many members of the same sect will die when the elderly lady is driven from her lofty position. The likes of which have never been seen scourges will be present close to the gates and within 2 cities, starvation within plague, people killed by steel, and cries for help to the great eternal God. There has never been more horror or worse days in history than what will come to the Romans via Babel, one whom the hellish gods of Hannibal will force to be reincarnated, fear of mankind. In fact, my inherited ability to prophesy will die with me. He will assume absolute authority despite his humble birth. He'll bring the nation to ruin. He will deplete the gold and population of Faenza and Florence by assembling an army in the Milanese marches. A little child of impoverished parents will be born in the west of Europe's depths. He will be able to beguile a large group of people with his tongue, and his popularity will spread to the east. The boar and the leopard are engaged in combat on Mars' third-month battlefield as the dawn rises. The weary leopard lifts an eye to the skies and observes an eagle circling the sun. An outstanding comedian will appraise both the current and the history. When the name of the seventh is the same as the fifth, it is the cycle of the big damaging act. When the third, much larger, the warlike foreigner will capture Paris and Provence cannot defend her. The wife of the Great One will suffer greatly as a result of the faked anger of heavenly feeling. Judges will sacrifice the victim in order to expose this concept to the uninformed populace. Due to the disgusting arrival, I made the decision to yield and, using ominous and cryptic language, explain the causes of humanity's impending transformation, focusing on the most pressing ones that I could see and doing so without upsetting their delicate feelings. Hercules, the first and most known king, will make Italy and the one of Saint Mark quake. He will be king of Rome and of Denmark.
It is a quote from Nostradamus. From the quote we take from the good side, leave the unnecessary and learn for the life to come.